Mental health in Somalia, like in many developing countries, is a big challenge. It is estimated that in a war-torn Somalia, with a population of 8 million people, 1 person out of 3 has been affected by some kind of mental illness, as compared to Kenya, where out of 6, 1 is affected.
A situation analysis that was executed, they found that 1 in 3 in the Somali society is affected by one or the other mental disorder. And just for comparison, it was said that it is for Kenya 1 in 6.
Most of the incidences of mental illness are caused by a traumatic event. The main causes of mental illness in Somalia are hallowing scenes of civil war that has ravaged the Horn of Africa nation for over 2 decades now. The war has caused massive unemployment, drugs and substance abuse, and majority of the population is vulnerable to injuries and other illnesses. Besides, the Somalia is prone to recurrent droughts and lacks coping mechanisms. Mental health care in Somalia often relies on placing the patients in jails or mental institutions. The conditions in many of these settings are deplorable. The patients are regularly chained to the wall or walk around in shackles. And to make matters worse, there are only 3 psychiatrists working in mental institutions in the whole country.
There are 5 hospitals that we, as an organization, WHO as an organization, supports. And these are mainly in Somaliland, Puntland, and a couple in Mogadishu, in south-central Somalia. The latest figures we have, there are only 3 qualified psychiatrists working in Somalia. And that compared with, let's say, the UK, that you have a psychiatrist on every 100,000 or even 10,000 population. And in Somalia, it's 3 on 10 million. So you can see there's an enormous shortage of skilled.
What happens when a peace treaty is signed? Famine declared over, flood waters recede, and the media moves on to the next crisis. Is it possible for those left behind to live a normal life after witnessing family members murdered after surviving a disfiguring attack? The reality is that wars, famines, and natural disasters not only leave the dead to be buried, but also calls for the survivors to move on with life. Though they are physically fit, the same cannot be said about their minds. It is in this regard that Condemned, a photo exhibition, is set out to document the challenges facing the African countries in crisis dealing with mental health, especially in Somalia. It also aims at highlighting the needs for change of attitude of many people in Africa and in developed countries towards people with mental illness.
So he took it as a project for himself to bring mental health as part of human rights, because there's a lot of issues you can see, the chaining of people, the bad services, the very bad environment where these mental health patients are being treated. You can imagine that is against, let's say, the principles of human rights. These patients are very sick, but it is not said that you can chain them, what we have seen also, and that all the efforts has to be done that these patients can be treated as normal people and can be seen as that they need the care and the support that anyone needs when he is ill.
World Health Organization and other NGOs has been involved in improving health matters in Somalia. But as they do this, they encounter numerous challenges.
The financial means, but also human resources in and around Mogadishu and in south-central Somalia is very limited. So the ability to do something is for them also very limited, but they acknowledge that they have a huge problem. And that is already a good sign, because it means that they are willing and also to advocate with donors and the international community to do more.
With all the challenges though, they have achieved a milestone since the community is responding positively.
So it is also to work on the stigma and to realize and understand that with good support, with professional support and treatment, that most of the patients can go back to the communities and continue their, let's say, normal life.
Going through the photos is an awakening call to all to fight for the rights of this group of people, knowing that with treatment they can live a productive life and contribute in the building of the erect economy. Marete Selvin, GBS.